Hello everyone, this video will cover Module 11. So Module 11 is the second module with some feedback. So in the previous module, you did a self-edit, so you gave yourself some feedback on your comparison draft, and you also submitted it to me so that you could get some instructor feedback on your rough draft. Now what we're going to do is you'll submit to the online writing lab and to your peers. So you'll do a peer edit. Now, peer editing is one of the key outcomes for this class, so it's really important that you participate in this peer editing activity, and it's also really important that you pay attention to the due dates because they are earlier in the week than they normally are. So let me show you what's going on. So we're using the tools in Canvas and online to complete both of these assignments. There are some readings over peer review that I do recommend that you do. There's a little bit in patterns, and I also have a video here and some and just another link and everything for you to look at. The main thing that students have issues with peer reviews tends to be, first of all, they're uncomfortable sharing their writing with their peers, and that's totally understandable. But remember that obviously everybody is doing it, and there is no such thing as a perfect essay. So it's okay that your draft is rough, and the whole point of doing this is to just have somebody else look at it. So we just need another set of eyes on it, which means that the opposite, or the flip side of that, is giving that feedback. You're encouraged to be positive, obviously, and constructive with your criticism, but also keep in mind that you don't have to have the answer. If you read a sentence and it doesn't make any sense, just point that out, put a little note there and say you might want to reword this. It's not your job or responsibility to fix all of the errors. It is really what you're doing is just helping them to improve it overall. So we're using, in this case, we're using the Canvas tools to help us do this. So what you're going to do is that same exact draft that you have already submitted to me, so it already exists, you will submit to this assignment and then to the online writing lab. To do the peer edit, the first thing you'll do is just submit your draft. So you can see that I have submitted my draft. I just went through, start attempt, submit the draft. So now I've submitted this same file 2 times in Canvas, once to my instructor in the previous module, and now I've submitted it here in module 11 to the peer edit. If you do not submit a draft, so if you do not have a file right here, you will not do the peer edit. I can't emphasize that enough. Every semester I get students who just they do not pay attention and they don't realize that they just can't participate if there's nothing there. There's nothing that your fellow students can look at. So you have to submit your file to this assignment. You hit start attempt, submit the same file, the same exact rough draft, and then you can do the peer edit. So the peer edit will start at Wednesday, April 9th at 11:59 p.m. This is when the peer edits will be assigned. So rather than me doing it manually, which would mean that I have to, it actually would be that would be a headache. So Canvas will assign the peer edits at this time. So Wednesday, April 9th at 11:59 p.m., everybody's going to be assigned 2 essays. What this also does is eliminate the possibility that you would be assigned a student who never does the work, so then you can't participate. So the only ones that are traded are the ones that have actually submitted a file. So that's also helpful for us. Once this date has passed, then you have until the end of the week to finish your peer reviews. And they'll show up right here. You'll have 2 people's names, and all you have to do is click on their name. When you click on their name, this page will pull up, and you'll be able to see their essay here with the file, and then you'll also see view feedback. Don't click on the file, because if you click on the file, you download their file and you leave feedback in there, they're not going to be able to see it because now you just have the file on your computer. So instead, you're going to click on view feedback, and it's going to bring up our DocuViewer in Canvas. Now, if you viewed instructor feedback from me on your essays, this is what it looks like. So you'll be able to see anything that's popped up here as far as student comments. Anybody who has access to the file, which would be your peer editors, as well as me, the instructor, can see this and see the comments. So to leave the comments, all you have to do is, leave a comment, and that's, I mean, you can do however you like. You can use all of these editing tools. You can change the colors. I typically use the little bubble and then the highlight a lot. The only thing that I don't recommend is you can just leave a text comment, but you can see that once I leave that text comment, it doesn't tell me who wrote it. And so since there's going to be more than one peer editor, I won't be able to tell which ones you put on there. So if you want credit for all of your feedback, make sure that it's popping up with your name on the side. There's some other things too. There's a drawing tool if you like to draw pictures around things, or the little square thing. You can change the colors. People can get really creative with it, and that's why I really like using this tool, despite some of the issues that we might have with students like turning in their draft slate. The use of the editing tools makes it worth it, I think. So you hit escape and all of those will be saved. You don't have to do anything else. All of those will be immediately visible. If you have your notifications on Canvas sent to your smartwatch, your hand will be buzzing the entire time the peer editor's going in to do their peer edit comments. When I do this in class, sometimes students are like, what is going on? Because their smartwatch is buzzing. Anyway, so the next step then is to do the rubric. Now, this isn't quite what it's going to look like. I can't show you because I'm not actually doing a peer edit at the moment, but when you go up here, you'll see show rubric, and then you'll go through, and these are the different criteria for the essay. So you're going to decide, does the introduction need improvement, or are there no issues? And then you're just going to go down the list. If you click on needs improvement, and you'll be able to click on them on your version. If you click on needs improvement, there will be a little symbol over here on the side that allows you to leave a comment, and it's expected that you leave a comment for anything that needs improvement. And there should be at least one of these that needs improvement. At the bottom, there will be a save or a submit rubric or something like that. And then for whatever reason, Canvas will not let you edit a rubric once you've submitted it. And so if you have anything to add, you can always add a comment down here. That's fine. Sometimes students will open up the rubric and then they're like, wait, I got to go back and look at the essay. And then they exit out of the rubric and it doesn't save anything, or it saves and they can't go back and edit it. So it can be a little bit, I have no idea why you can't edit that. But so that's what you're doing. You're going to be doing this for 2 peers. You'll go through and you'll leave, I can't remember how many, like 10 comments or something. And then you'll do the rubric, and that will be the peer edit. So that's what you're expected once the peer edit has started. So once everybody has submitted and we've met that Wednesday deadline. The other thing that you're going to do before Wednesday is go in and use the online writing lab. So you're going to go through, you'll click on BrainFuse Online Tutoring. It will take you to this page. You're going to submit your paper. I will try to set up a task for this essay so that you have a task that's emailed to you that you can also follow. Sometimes it works and sometimes it doesn't. But the nice thing about the task is that I fill out all this information for you. So the class and, assignment and all of that. The main thing that you have to do is click on what you need help with. And then make sure that you submit that it is your original work, and then you browse your file and submit. Same exact file. You do not need to make any changes unless you want to. And then you hit submit at the bottom. It will come back to you in BrainFuse. It is not sent to Canvas. It is not sent to your email. It's in BrainFuse. So in your message center, you'll see a message pop up, and it will have a file. It will be the file name of your essay, along with a whole bunch of letters and numbers. And that is the file. And when you pull it up, it should have like a cover sheet from the Writing Center. And then it'll also have your file with all the comments in it. Once you have that file from the BrainFuse, you're going to download it, and then you're going to upload it here. You're just going to start assignment and you'll put the file right in here. If you submit your file here, this is the one with their comments on it. If you just submit your rough draft file with nothing on it, then it doesn't go anywhere except to me. So do not submit it here thinking it's going to the online writing lab. The online writing lab is through BrainFuse, and you have to do it through this tool here, through this website. Otherwise, it just goes to me and nobody's going to be looking at it except for me. And I'm going to be giving you no points for it. So just kind of keep that in mind. You have 2 places to submit early in the week, and then you can finish these 2 assignments. So they do take a little while. You need to be prepared for that. So if you have any questions, please send me an email. Otherwise, have a great week.